Hey, it's Ed. Welcome to another edition of Ed Talks. And this is a brand new topic, a topic I don't see much of. In fact, to be totally transparent, I didn't spend a lot of time on it myself. And it's only until I sort of reconnected at a deeper level with my friend, Andy Draper. Andy, welcome to Ed Talks.
Hey Ed, it's good to be here. I'm a
So,
big fan. I've been following you. Thank you.
so it wasn't until, we got together at a deeper level and I realized, oh my gosh, I know this is so important. I hear it at the board meetings as well. I know this is important. I know as an industry, we're not doing a bunch in it. So I wanted to do sort of a multi-episode about sustainability. And so, Andy, I couldn't think of anyone better because you're on top of this. You're passionate about it. You've been living it. We'll get into it later. You've got a nonprofit. There's just so much going on that I don't think the average CIO or tech leader really knows much about it. And so, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So I'll ask you a couple questions here along the way. We'll just kind of introduce the whole topic of sustainability, and then we'll add some episodes to it and go a little bit deeper. So tell me, how did you first get into the whole concept of sustainability?
Well, there was a book that Bill Gates wrote 3 years ago, and it was called How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. And it's on Amazon, it's paperback. It's worth a good summer read for your watchers. Bill Gates is a technology leader, right? He's a technologist and he's an optimist. And the book was really sobering. It's full of statistics which are digestible, and it's full of a story which is everything you need to do everything as fast as we can. And so at the end of that book, I read it in the summer 2 or 3 years ago. And I said, what can I do as a CIO
Yeah.
to help my organization and the industry? And so I started, that's how I got started.
And yeah, and I completely skipped that, but I think most people already know who you are, Andy. But yeah, give us a little rundown on who is Andy Draper.
So I live in Denver, Colorado. I work for HCA Healthcare. I'm the CIO of the division of the hospitals in Denver and Wichita, Kansas. It's about 4.5 billion net revenue. Um, I've been working with let's see, prior to that, I worked at Memorial Hermann with David Bradshaw. And before that, Cerner, did some consulting before then. I've been an entrepreneur a couple times before, got my PhD in health informatics at University of Texas 7 years ago. And then I also teach at the University of Denver, health informatics, virtual care, digital health, AI. My family, I have 3 girls and a wife here in Denver, and it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, I'm very envious of living in Denver. So you're definitely in a great spot. HA is a great company. I've worked there with with them before. So yeah, it's very cool. You're a great girl dad, as I understand it. Taking them to concerts or Red Rocks and stuff. That's the way to do it. So yeah, I'll tell you really quick, sort of my experience, and then go into a little bit more depth with you. I know this whole concept you advocate for is IT leaders should spend a lot of time in operations and facilities. We tend to focus right on the more high profile things like the clinical side and RC, revenue cycle, and appropriately so. But I think we sort of neglect what's going on down there. And I remember I had this epiphany and I was like hanging out with facilities, plant operations people, and the amount of software they had shocked me. Of course, I didn't know about it. It was off grid. Was there a grid? And they were doing amazing things. Actually, there's probably a lot that are old school, and I'm going to get your take on this. But I happen to be a fairly progressive leader of that area, and they were doing AI stuff already. This was 3-4 years ago in Cleveland, and doing the predictive analytics, like what is going to break next, what is the carbon emissions, stuff like that. So, and I know you're a big advocate. What's the first thing? So we're talking sustainability at a high level. What's the first thing a CIO should know about and do and think through?
I would ask all of our IT leader friends to go into their facility department and check out their software.
Yeah.
Um, I think as CIOs, we are responsible for the whole health organization. And just like we've learned, a lot of departments like the EEG department and the sleep order department and the neurology and the seizure department, facilities has software. And actually, they have what they call a building automation system, which is very much like an EMR. And it powers and has electronic data and prediction analytics, like you were saying, and even sensors in some cases that manage the building. And as another quick aside, the building has a heart, and it has, which is the ventilation system. You know, it has a boiler and a chiller, it has lighting, all these places where energy is consumed and needs to be monitoring. And then the other thing that I would ask our CIOs to do is call their electricity vendor. And I use the term vendor rather than utility, because you and I, all of our peers, we deal with vendors. And often when you call the vendor, they're going to say, well, who are you again? And when we did that at Health One in Denver, they had over 100 different addresses for us that were wrong. And so engaging in that department, going in there, doing a walk around, learning, I bet you our peers will find that there are a couple versions behind in their software, and there's a lot of automation possibility.
Yeah, so this has become more and more important to what we do, and being very aware, and it impacts economics, it impacts social, it touches so many things. So HHS has gotten involved recently as well, right?
Yeah. So the fundamental, to frame this kind of big picture, and then what HHS has done is humanity has been powered by the burning of fossil fuels and other things that have come from dead dinosaurs. And it has made our world better. It has made healthcare more advanced. It has given nutrition to populations and places of the world that folks didn't know about. But it also harms our environment, and that is science, and there's no doubt about it. And so now we know. So what can we do about it? Well, one of the key signals is carbon emissions, and carbon is what's burned from fossil fuels. Primarily 85% of the carbon emissions come from fossil fuels, coal, gas, etc. And that goes in the environment, and that creates basically an insulation layer in our atmosphere, which then traps the heat. And that creates wacky weather. When I was at the University of Kansas, the meteorology teacher said, the weather's going to get wacky and weird first. And that's what we're seeing now. So the fundamental signal for Earth is to avoid it getting wackier and more dangerous. And we see that in flights now, severe turbulence. We see that in the storms in Dallas. Hurricane season this year is supposed to be the worst on record as far as the prediction goes. The oceans are warmer than ever. I won't go into the list, but these are all facts. And so reducing carbon emissions is a big deal. The United States health industry produces 9% of all the carbon emissions in the United States. So our hospitals, our community, Cleveland Clinic, our hospitals in Denver produce almost 10% of the emissions in our community. With our competitors, of course. So what can you do to reduce it? Well, one of the things is the Health and Human Services Administration has a pledge. You can Google it. And hospitals have begun to sign up to reduce their carbon footprint by 50% over the next 5 to 10 years. The Joint Commission has my friend John Perlin, who's the CEO of Joint Commission, also a fellow HCAer. They have a sustainability program. Another driver for this is the bond market. So when a hospital goes to issue debt to build a new building, it needs to go to the bond markets. And because the world's capital markets are pretty fluid, when a hospital in Kansas is asking for bond money, it usually has European money in there, like UBS and some of the big banks. And those big institutions, in conclusion, are beginning to say, what is your carbon emissions reduction strategy? When are you going to be net zero? And so it's coming from the regulatory, from the government. And the last thing I'll share is just this past month, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services just launched an innovation program to have hospitals submit greenhouse gas emissions. And that is beginning to signal that the CMS will begin to look more and more at that over time.
Yeah. So as I'm actually taking notes and compiling a list. So as a listener, the reaction, what are 2 or 3 things, Andy, that I should be doing as a CIO? Because it hasn't been high up on like I mentioned, it's not on most organizations, it's not high on the priority list. It needs to be for reasons you stated, and the government's starting to get more and more involved. Bond markets, so the finance impacts finances, all that kind of stuff. So what are 2 or 3 things, tangible things, that talking to our peers that they should do now to get moving on this?
Well, that's a good question. So first of all, there is an ROI for doing this, and it's in the budgeting of how energy is consumed, and there is rebates available. So number one, we earned over $1 million in rebates from our utility by working with them. And those rebates were cash, and they were counted for by our very tough controller. And she said, yes, we received every dollar. So we've received over $1 million from our utility. So the CIO could say, go to the facilities department, look at their software, number one. Number two, call your utility vendor, natural gas and electricity, and get them engaged just like CIOs do with every other vendor, and ask them, is there a rebate? And what are they doing with renewable energy? And do they have somebody who can come and look at the hospital with the facility director? This is exactly like as the CIO goes into any other department in the hospital and partners with those leaders, this is exactly the same rinse and repeat as that. And there is an ROI. The last thing about it is basically utility budgets are whatever we spent last year and add 3%. And as a CIO knows, I wish I had a budget like that, right? I have to go in there and fight for every penny above last year. And so there is fluff in the energy budget. The facility guys may or may not be managing it. It's not exactly their job. The CFO may or may not be managing because it's just one of their expense line items. So I would call your utility, go visit facility ops, and then lastly, do some research. Pick your search engine of choice and start researching the HHS Climate Pledge, Joint Commission Sustainability Program. Those are good places to start. If a CIO took 10 minutes out of their busy week and just spent time learning, there'll be all kinds of ideas that'll come to them.
Yeah, I'm going to summarize, and we will have another episode and go a little deeper, talk about GreenCIO, and the not-for-profit and how you might leverage that. So one is gain knowledge. So you can Google or whatever your search engine choice is, but learn more, get educated, talk to Andy, talk to other people that are doing work in this area. 2 is develop a strategy and work with the appropriate people, finance, work with definitely operations, physical plant, facilities, and spend time with them. Per your point, Andy, that you said 2 or 3 times, go and walk with them, see what they're up to, help them, collaborate with them just like you would with anyone else. Work with your vendor, a utility vendor, check out rebates, all that kind of stuff. And as you build this business plan, you'll have an ROI, and you'll find yourself in compliance with regulatory agencies that today maybe are just providing guidance or opportunities for investment, but eventually they'll probably become regulations. So getting an early jump on it. So the Joint Commission is working, has a plan, and then HHS and CMS. So right there are 4 things that everyone should do. And then from there, it'll just kind of, it'll move from there. Like you'll start understanding, what is your carbon footprint? Like I bet if you asked, 100 hospitals about their carbon footprint, only 1 might know.
That's right.
So it's really important. And other industries are ahead of us. Even you look on your plane ticket, like when I book a plane ticket, it's like, hey, this is, X units, how are you going to offset and things like that. So Andy, thank you for all this information, because again, I know I was completely ignorant, and I don't think I was the only one. So this is really helpful. We'll have you back and we'll talk about this some more. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Thanks, Ed.